Welcome to the North American Golden Domers for Sunday, September 1st, 2025. We are live, and we apologize for being a bit late. We were looking for Denbrock's offensive plan, and we couldn't find it, so we decided to start anyways. Live from North Bend, Canada, I am Raji, and like little Reverend Ed Pembroke from the Church of the Mighty Struggle, I am here to bring you love tonight. Lots of love. The love you didn't get last night. So off we go, introducing the cast of characters for tonight's lively podcast. Contrary to protestations, Andy did not quit. Andy's here. Andy, I'm glad you're here. You promised to bring the heat tonight. How are you feeling?
I did not promise to bring the heat. I'm recovering. Earlier today, I was unwell. Last night, I was really unwell. I feel better though. I'm in a better place, and good to see you guys. So I'm happy to be here.
Andy, I apologize. I normally advise where you're from. You are from Malone's brightest suburb, Albany.
Albany, New York, which is nowhere near Malone. Okay.
It's a suburb. It's a bedroom community of Malone.
Sure.
And coming to us, I think it's the real Rodolfo from Mexico City. How are you, sir?
Good. I'm here. I'm not really sure I'm the real Rodolfo, but I'm here.
What was that nonsense on the weekend, Rodolfo?
I don't know. Some crazy guy from up north wearing a mask. I have nothing to say.
And when we set that up, it was. I think people know it was me. I think. But when we set that up and talked, I know Paul's surprised. The shock on Paul's face. When we set that up, I never thought I'd be asking Rodolfo the question, to which I got a response to the negative: do you have a Mexican wrestling mask? He didn't. I had two to choose from, but he didn't have one. And now, last, because it's in the contract, the podcast owner, Paul from Cleveland, Ohio. How are you, Paul?
I'm hanging in there. I'm going to try to bring the energy up tonight. It's like the guys have to go back to practice this week, and they dig in, and we have to do our thing too. So I'm trying. It was a long day today. It was a long day. So I'm getting there.
With those stripes on the shoulder, Paul, they're heightening. You look taller than you normally do.
Can you see me from down there, Raj? I'm back. Let's go. Bringing the energy. Woo!
If you'd like the transcripts of the text discussing why one of our guests isn't here tonight, we're happy to sell those to you. But Gerald Knight, the great coach, was supposed to be here, but there are technical issues. So Gerald will either join us at some point tonight, and it's great. It's nice to have a gate crasher. But Gerald, we love you, and if you don't make it on tonight, we'll get there next week. But we had two guests tonight. We figured we needed to help us through the pain. And coming to us from the deep heart of Texas, Mr. Jay Strong. How are you, Jay?
I am surviving like everybody else. Very hoarse from a lot of yelling. Trying to pick myself back up like Paul. It's been a long day.
It's good to see you, Jay. One thing, if I can just pick a tiny bone of contention with you, you promised that I could be a deputy, and I haven't received anything in the mail yet.
I'm waiting for Andy to lead first to make you a junior trooper. So then after.
That's not going to happen. That's definitely not going to happen.
Junior trooper and deputy all in 1 year. That'd be great. We if we were doing this in person, we would have a segment tonight where Andy and Jay just tase each other to the death, but we can't.
We would never do that. We would turn the tasers on you three. We would never tase each other.
And thanks to Rich Durkins. Rich has commented on sort of the vein of which we were talking about was no internet in South Carolina. But Gerald, no one else has commented on that, just Richard.
Yeah,
can we jump right into this?
Much nicer than our comments.
Yeah. So let's jump right into the comments, Roger.
Well, as you know, you can only do this, though, Rodolfo. You're contractually obligated to do it like Ed McMahon. So It's your job.
Okay, can we do it, boss? Can we do it?
Yeah.
Okay, Rich Sirkins. Are you guys live? That's about 15 minutes ago. Jason Davila, this is not how you get to 15 subs, guys. Lol. Rich Dirkins, this show is starting like the Notre Dame season, a little late. Paul, what kind of owner allows this? Changes. Josh, this is like waiting for Dumbrock to not call another screen. Well, we're waiting, says Rich Dirkins. Jason Davila says, better audio already, Rogie. Steven Sana Perquet, my guy Jay Strong. Josh, I can't be held accountable by the law for anything I might say tonight. Jason Davila, luchador.
It's wonderful. Yeah, it's wonderful to have all these comments. Jay talking about Rich talking about how Jay is the protector of all quarterbacks, also the killer of all quarterbacks. But
exactly.
I'm going to discuss that later. Yeah,
when we were backstage coming on, it sort of felt like the original Spinal Tap movie. We kept thinking the stage was there and we were ready to say hi to Cleveland, but we're here and it's good to and we, I mean, collectively the most energy this podcast has had since it started was the moments when we're 5-10 minutes late and there's people waiting. So thank you for watching, and a good time to talk about our numbers. We're at 61 subscribers. I don't know the math, but that's only a few away from 500. So Andy, get the farm ready. And I think the high water mark for the for a podcast is over 300 views, which again we thank you for that. I do apologize for the last two episodes, and the sound qualities were my issue. Mike Kremen commented that it was likely due to the tariff, so I appreciate the fact that there was a sound tariff in place in Canada. Very nice. And Paul, in that sort of teaser for the episode when someone, the real Rodolfo commented about your Captain Kirk shirt, that didn't come from the real Rodolfo. It came from one of our listeners, a Canadian by the name of Pete. So that wasn't the real Rodolfo. And lastly, question from James Gilliard for you, Paul.
Oh.
He quite honestly wanted to know what you were teaching at Notre Dame. What you're going to be a professor.
Yes, I'm glad he didn't comment on the color of my shirt because it would raise even more. We're suspicious. I am teaching a class, and it's a fraud class that a real professor will be teaching, but I'll be guest lecturing 2 times on anti-money laundering issues, which is what I do in real life and not in fantasy camp. So I've got 2 guest lectures lined up for Football Fridays, and I will go in and this professor has created a fraud in banking kind of class, and I'm going to cover the AML portions of it. So
cool.
Thank you for your question, James.
Is there a chance you're going to wear a tweed blazer with the leather arm patches?
Is that what you'd like me to wear, Raj?
It is what you wear in my mind.
Thank you.
Let's get on to, we have to talk about it. Again, it's just part of it. The team will rise. They'll get to work, and so must we. So I've asked the guys, and I'll start, that if they had to do a headline about the game, what would it be? Mine simply would be the old Heart song, "What About Love? Don't we want someone to carry the ball?" That would be my headline. Paul, yours?
I should have realized that was all a setup for you to do something. Gerald!
Hey! Holy cow! Looks like he's fighting his computer.
I know.
Well,
don't hit it, Gerald.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
My 7-year-old grandson wasn't here to help me, so.
Gerald, it's fantastic. You've made the most sort of dramatic visual entrance than George Davis.
Yes.
So well done. Good to see you, sir.
Yes, sir. It's my pleasure, and I'll get ready here in a minute or two. From the south, we're a little slower.
Yeah, that halo effect from that light might be something you want to deal with too.
He's already a saint.
There we go. There you go.
Perfect, Gerald. And Gerald, in my introduction of you, to which you really need no introduction. The introduction was going to call you the king of AI. Paul, I can only imagine you're receiving the AI pictures that I receive.
Oh, yes.
But God love you. God love you. You're doing phenomenal work in your field. Well done, Gerald.
Thanks.
He's a man of many words.
Gerald, nice to see you. I did think of you when watching the LSU Clemson game, because the highlight of that game for me was when Kelly got dummied on the sideline. And I thought about the time you got dummied at camp in the punt drills.
Oh, how well I still remember it and still feel it, as a matter of fact. I tell you,
Well,
I will say about that game, I have one regret, that there was no way that both teams could lose. That's what I was hoping for. A Clemson loss and an LSU loss at the same time, but so be it.
So, Gerald, we're going to fast forward to the the headline of the week. Like, what was your headline if in the game? I gave mine. What about love? Don't we want someone to carry the ball? Paul, you're next. What's your headline?
Yes, my headline, and I did not just go for the pun and realize this is why you set this whole exercise up, but mine is Irish lack urgency. Didn't seem like we had any urgency at all. It was like, well, we can lose a game and still make the playoff. I didn't like it at all. That was my theme throughout the night.
I think early in our chats that some of us exited early because we couldn't take it anymore. We commented on just the team seemed to lack attitude and energy. Jay, what's your headline?
My headline's lost in space. We just seemed like we were out there. We didn't. I'm with Paul. There was no urgency. Seemed like we were just going through the motions.
Yeah,
and it just killed me.
Andy, your headline can't involve a crime.
No, not at all. I'm going to take a surprising positive twist and go with start the car, because I think CJ Carr stepped up. I mean, it wasn't a perfect performance, but for a first game starting on such a huge stage, and when other things weren't going so well for us, he did play pretty well considering all the circumstances. So.
I know this is a visual medium, and I don't have any reference points to bring to this, but when he was sitting on the sideline at the, during the final drive for Miami, he sat there. He looked so young, and he looked so calm, and he looked like your son. He really did, just sitting there calmly, just waiting to go play.
My son?
Yeah.
Like Drew or
yeah, no, I thought, why is Andy's son on the sideline about to go in? Or have the Butter Tarts called him up?
Yeah, well, he was ready. I mean, you saw the footage from this week from the Butter Tarts. We could have used him.
Have you bought the Butter Tarts yet?
They would not have given him the ball either, is my guess.
Yeah, fair play. Dolph, what's your headline? And you choose the language.
Yeah, I mean, where was the pass rush?
Gerald, what's your headline?
Well, mine's kind of playing off of Andy's a little bit, with, like last year when Angeli was there, it was peanut butter and jelly. Well, you talk about Carr. My headline has a sub-headline. Carr runs, but Hurricanes still drive off with the win. Hurricanes sack the Pope's favorite team, Vatican reviewing the replay.
Well done. Jay, being a big, strong lineman yourself, big, strong, anything, whatever you do, you're big and strong. Context to what I'm going to continue saying to you is on the new Blue and Gold Network, Goolsby's gone somewhere else, but they have Bob Morton in now, who's a former Notre Dame center, who's exceptional. He's really, really good, former lineman. He was talking about line play, and he made the comment that both lines he wasn't happy with, and he said it looked like a white-collar line that needs some blue-collar grit. Jay, what do you think of the line play?
Oh, my God. I think our conditioning was I'm not even sure. I don't know if it's the turmoil that we went through, the competitiveness, Jagasol's injury, not fitting together, but it was like a flat soda. You expect all this hype and you open it up and you take that first sip. It just wasn't there. I mean, I'm with Paul. It was like, okay, we lost one, we can get there. So the urgency was not there. I looked at alignment. They were lined up under us. They pushed us around, and it just seemed like they outplayed us. I mean, on the line, they beat us on every play. They knew, there was missed blocks, there was missed assignments, and then we looked confused. We looked very confused on a lot of plays. I mean,
was humidity a factor? I mean, can we blame that?
I don't even know if that was it, because to me we came out flat from the jump.
No, I agree. Andy, one of the another guy I like to watch a lot, Pete Sampson, in the loss made a comment that it was the first loss in a big game he can recall in some time where it doesn't feel like that there's a giant referendum about the program. It was just, sure, there were some problems, but the team just lost a 3-point game on the road. Many factors, could have played better. Are you in panic mode? Do you think there's big problems, or we just keep moving on?
No, not necessarily. I mean, it wasn't. It showed some resolve, right? These guys are down 21-7 at halftime. They could have easily have folded and gone the way that we've tended to go in the past in those big stages where we just get blown out. But the fact that they showed up in the second half and it wasn't perfect, but they clawed their way back to it and tied it up, and did give us a shot, as little of a shot as it was towards the end. That showed a little something, I think, that they really do have some things that they need to work on, of course. And like everybody has said here, the line was one of the biggest issues. That can get straightened out, hopefully. I think we're right back on track and headed for good things. Whether a playoff run, of course, is what everybody hopes for, but just hoping for a positive and winning season at this point.
Thanks, Andy. Paul, the defense last night obviously is on a lot of people's minds. The change in coordinator is a factor. I wondered as to whether or not losing Watts and Kaiser, two mega seniors who really set the tone from an attitude and communication organization standpoint, and losing Golden. Do you think that played a factor last night?
I think losing Golden is a bigger factor, and not that there's anything wrong with Chris Ash, but he's feeling this out too. He's Carr's first game, Chris Ash's first game. He's got new personnel some places. I was on the internet a lot today, and look at some of the snap counts. Like KVA was all over the field when he was out there, but he only played 20-something snaps.
Yeah,
I just don't get that. And then, our whole thing last year was man-to-man, aggressive, and I know we weren't getting home, but it seemed like when we were in man-to-man coverage on the D-backs, we were in better position and we were just giving up soft underneath 12-yard curls that, we were making Carson Beck look great because he was just playing pitch and catch. And I just didn't understand the philosophy more than some of the personnel things. Like I think they seem to be thinking more than playing. And, one way to quickly fix that is man-to-man. If you're playing man-to-man out there on an island, you don't need to think. Just guard the game. Just guard the guy. I didn't get it. The whole thing, and Jay talked about it, and we talked about it earlier. I don't know. It seemed like someone needed to kickstart him. And you're in the Orange Bowl. It's the opener. There's 80,000 people screaming their heads off at you. What do you need to get going? Let's go.
One of the things about seeing the chat and the contributions from our listeners is I have to give credit to this. Rich Durkins is now sort of my behind-the-scenes comedy writer, but apparently there's a breaking update from Notre Dame. Do you know that the Irish have released a new Leprechaun logo? He's constantly passing sideways. Let's shift over to Gerald. Gerald, let's find the positive. Let's find the love. Again, we need to find the love. We can talk more about the game in a little bit higher level in a few minutes. But Gerald, what are the positives from it? What did you take from the game?
Well, I got a good feeling due to the fact that Carr came out and played much better. I really questioned the first half, but if you take and look at the numbers comparatively speaking to Miami, if you compare numbers to numbers as far as stats are concerned, on paper, you would think Notre Dame won.
Gerald, in the offensive planning, should they have taken the training wheels off Carr a little bit early, a little earlier than they did? I mean, they realized they could. Were they protecting him too much? Or another theory I have is that Denbrock knew the O-line was in trouble and he wouldn't have a lot of time to stand back there. Do you have a sense of it?
I think it's a combination of both, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah.
I really do. I was nervous to watch him run. That scared me more than anything.
Rodolfo, I can't go to camp next year after his last hit he got. I'm hurt from watching it. So I'm still concussed.
Yeah.
Jay, that I know this is what we do. It's the Monday morning quarterbacking, but I think, and we understand what happened last year with Ohio State. We got behind. We had to play catch up. We understand what happened with Love, but why, in God's name, is he not getting 20 touches a game, especially in that 2nd and 2 play, which led to the interception when you need 2 yards? Give it to your best player in the field. Am I missing something, Jay? Is it just too simple to say Love should get the ball more?
I think they were keying on him, though. When he got the ball, they knew he was getting the ball, and I think that goes back to our line play. I think we were one hit and out. I think we were pulling off the blocks and we were looking to the secondary instead of clearing the hole. And when he got the ball, it just wasn't there. And CJ said it after the game when they interviewed him, which I thought he showed tremendous maturity for a freshman. I should have handed the ball off to Jay Love. I should have, but I think that he's got a playbook in his head, and that's what he's going to stick to. But I have to say it starts up front. It's one in those trenches, and you watch the block, and we were releasing early, and that hole wasn't there anymore. And it wasn't like they were driving it like a sled all the way. Keep pushing until you hear that whistle. Don't let up and go. And by the time he gets his jets going, they were on top of him.
Andy, when Carr did that scramble, did you think it was going to end the way it did? Or were you like, oh, no?
I did not. I thought it was going to end in a pick, honestly. I thought he was going to let it go. And, I mean, there was just such a congested area down there that odds are that if he throws that up there, it's going to be a jump ball. And, the way things were going, I didn't feel we were going to come down with it. But to see Gilbert wide open in the end zone and for a touchdown, I did not see that ending the way it did.
Paul, hot take for you. Most
that
of the year
nickname
last
in high
year,
school, wasn't it, Paul?
What's that?
That was your nickname in high school, wasn't it?
Yes, it
Hot
was.
take?
Yeah. Only junior year.
Oh.
junior year. For most of the year last year, absent the last 2 games, when we were all ready to coronate him as the next coming at wide receiver, Greathouse was pretty invisible all year last year. Invisible last night. Is he an issue?
It's hard to tell from that game. I'd like to see like the all 22 to see if he was open. I don't know. And he wasn't part of the screen game, which was the whole first half. So I just don't know. It was hard. He was the blocker on a lot of those screens, which again, I don't understand that either.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to say that yet with Greathouse. I think if we start throwing the ball down the field and he's still absent, and maybe he was drawing 2 and that's why the other guys were open. I just don't know without seeing better film on him. And again, the whole first half we never threw, even going back to Durkin's joke, like the leprechaun was throwing it side to side. And I just don't know. But I don't know. Again, going back to the snap counts thing, and there's a little tangent here, but at one point in time, we were down near the goal line in a short yardage situation, and our tight ends were Will Pauling and someone else, and we've got this transfer. He played 1 snap the whole game. Raridan played all the snaps at tight end, but no other tight ends got in, and our depth at running back didn't show up either. I don't know what was going on. There was some stuff that maybe there's injuries we don't know about, and maybe we'll never know. But there was some weird, I didn't see a lot of Jalen Sneed last night. All the guys that last week we all thought were the picks to click this year, some of them weren't even playing. They weren't even on the field. I don't get it.
Paul, you should worry that our minds work alike, because I was just thinking what you said there, so I could throw it to Rodolfo. I'll still do it in a way that our tight end depth concerns me, Rodolfo, especially in the running game. Those guys aren't blockers, and Lord love Bambi Raritan, but there was times when he just didn't look like I know what a ball is, and then when he caught that ball, it was like it was the first time he'd run with a football. I mean, God love him.
Yeah.
The tight end depth is a concern, Rodolfo.
It is. And the bad thing about this is that, unlike the NFL, you don't get preseason games here. And to have such a big game at the beginning of the year is hard, and go into that environment in Miami, which is crazy. I mean, I'm not making up excuses, but certainly they didn't look ready. I mean, as most of you guys have said, I mean, I think this game could have been later on in the year and a different outcome would have come. But, I mean, it is what it is, and to start the season out there is hard. However, the tight end position is going to be one thing. Reardon suddenly looks like like Bambi, like you said, a deer in the lights. Just we'll see how it goes. I mean, the offensive rhythm wasn't that great at the first half, but it really picked up in the second half. So I'm not really too worried about there. I mean, the thing that really worried me most is both lines were they lost their battles. I mean, the Miami lines were better than the Notre Dame lines, just to put it plain. So I think that's where you have to start, and everything will come out of that. I mean, the running game, everything else. So I mean, Jay touched on it a while ago. I mean, the line just needs a little more work, I guess.
So after this next question, after my next question here to Andy, my final question for the game will be a quick hit around the table. We'll give you a minute to think about it. Who's your player of the game? So don't yet. But Andy, two comments to you. One, Jimmy Johnson cranking that thing on the sideline. I know you were hoping that was going to be the end of him.
The hurricane siren that he was cranking. I was hoping he somehow got his head sucked into it.
And the last thing, the text from you last night, Andy, which really surprised me as to your forgiving heart, and just sometimes you see things I don't see. I sometimes get wound by emotion and led by, that sort of deep Latin sort of vibe I carry around with me.
Mm-hmm.
But you were so complimentary about Michael Irvin. I know you are a big fan.
Huge fan. I don't remember addressing him. Did I address Michael Irvin?
No. It's just the theater. I'm trying to evoke.
Sure. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I've seen sideline pictures today of Ray Lewis, Edgerrin James, Michael Irvin, and made me feel so much better about the University of Notre Dame. I'll just say that.
Fair play. Players of the game, Gerald. Who is your player of the game for Notre Dame?
Even with a loss, I'd have to go with C.J. Carr.
Jay?
C.J. Carr, without a doubt.
Paul?
Yeah, I was trying to think of someone else to say, because I knew we were going to have 6 C.J. Carrs up here. So I thought the kicker did a nice job, but C.J. Carr. First game for the kicker, he did a nice job. So.
I think Paul brings up a great point on that, though. Yep. I think he secures our kicking game. He looked really, really good. Mm-hmm. Confident.
And Thor boomed a 55-yarder, too. Huh? Stop it. Dolph, player of the game.
C.J. Carr.
Andy?
Yep, C.J.
I went that way, too, and it's nice to feel good about your quarterback. I think he's got us, and I think we have that. So let's move on to I think this is going to work. So I did ask some correspondents from camp who were going to be in Miami to give us a video report prior to the game. They gave us a poolside one prior. I didn't hear back from them again. I asked for a halftime one, a post-game one. I just got one. I don't know if our producer, Beto Villanueva, has it ready. But if you do, please pop that video in now, because it is outstanding in terms of how we as a podcast have become iconic in terms of the characters we are. Beto, if you can drop that in. If not, I'll continue on. Oh, there we go.
People is in Miami. Yes, sir. Paul Lanahan. Rebecca. Raji, 8. And I'm playing Andrew. All right, guys, what do you think about this week? Real win? Okay. I'm going to go first. Is it Raji? I'm going to say that it's Notre Dame wins 28-10. All right, you got to get a Mexican in next. Vamos a ganar 31-10. No speak español. All speak in English. Notre Dame 35, Miami 40. We're definitely going to win lottery touchdowns 28-10. We'll see you tomorrow.
So we didn't hear back from this group. Paul, I don't know. I mean, my favorite part of doing a Paul Linehan shirt imitation simply involves opening your shirt and saying you're Paul.
Yes. If I hadn't known it wasn't me, I might not have known it wasn't me.
I hope they all got home safe because we didn't hear from them during any point of the game.
Gerald's losing it.
Yeah.
I'm calling to check on them now. Okay.
I think it's a good thing to get these. I think we're going to ask for these updates from the games. Hopefully they'll see it through next time. Let's move on to national treasures. Dolph, you're up first. What is your national treasure? What is something wonderful about Mexico?
Well, I got two things, and the first one is, of course, something to eat or drink, which is Kahlua. So the world can thank Mexico for Kahlua. And the other thing is, and I think we spoke on this a while back, but we haven't done it here in YouTube. I mean, the original, back in the 30s, the original TV in color was invented by a Mexican. So America and the world can thank us for that.
Well,
yes, thank you.
We don't see color here, Rodolfo. So
just
you and your people.
Black and white.
Jay, what is the American treasure you want to share with the world?
The Goodyear blimp. We all know the Goodyear blimp. You know, it changed the face of sports. We all look for it. You know, that's an American icon right there.
It was also the 2015 Roger McDonald fantasy camp. He was the Goodyear blimp.
Oh, yeah. There you go, Raj. White game.
Fair. Yeah, do that. But you stole my punchline. My punchline was going to be, I thought Roseanne moved to Ireland, but in any event, I'm so sorry. The Goodyear blimp, Andy, that wasn't nice.
It wasn't intended to be nice.
Okay, there we go. Gerald, can you maybe change the tone of this with a national treasure that doesn't end up with me being sort of body shamed?
Absolutely. My national treasure both come from my home state here of South Carolina.
Murphy.
Here we go. Now, Roger, you need to get him off of my back. But anyway,
I can't control his mic. He's on his own. It's part of his contract.
Okay, that's true. I forgot. I'm going to talk to the owner of the podcast. See what we can do. Anyway, one of my national treasures happens to be affiliated with Netflix. And how many of you guys watched the series House of Cards?
Yeah, great series.
Great series. Okay. That was based upon a city that's about 15 minutes from me, a little town called Gaffney, South Carolina. And if you paid close attention, you saw a huge water tower. And it's called the Peachoid. And because that series was so nationally well acclaimed, they had to put up a fence to keep people from trying to climb the Peachoid, because if you go online and take a look at it, it looks like the bottom half of someone's anatomy. I'm just going to leave it at that. But it did. That was one of their national treasures. And people come from far and wide. You can ride up there right now. It's got lights all over it and people out there taking pictures. But anyway, the other thing that will relate to Raji, and that's the fact of a little town that's about 4 hours from me on the coast, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, happens to host over 100 golf courses. And a lot of them are nationally acclaimed. And in fact, I think that our MC, Raji, has visited a time or so. So that's my two national treasures.
Myrtle Beach is a wonderful spot to go with a golf trip. The other thing, and anyone who's had to listen to me for any amount of time knows I love bad television. And one of the all-time great bad television shows came out of Myrtle Beach called Myrtle Manor, a reality TV show based on a trailer park. And find it. It's worth the 2 or 3 seasons of watch. It really is. Awesome stuff. I'm next. I'm saving Andy for last. I'm next, and it relates to the game because I suspect a lot of our fans were happy that they had one so that they're still here today. But the pacemaker was invented by a Canadian, Dr. John Hops, in 1949, and it was first used on a Swedish guy in the 50s. So the pacemaker is Canada's national treasure. Andy.
Well, I'd like to paint a little picture, if I may. It's 1874. You're a bike messenger on the streets of Boston. And as we should know at the time, the streets were cobblestone. And one of the biggest things that those poor patriots were facing was that there was no secure place for their genitalia as they were riding their bikes. And the jockstrap was born in 1874 by the Bike Web Company, which later would go on to become, Bike Athletic Gear, Russell Athletic. So my national treasure is the invention and implementation of the jockstrap.
Okay.
It would be an interesting vote between that and the pacemaker as to what's played a larger role. Andy, I always make a note in my pre-production meetings with myself to try and guess what you're going to come up with. I was way off this week, but not really. I wrote gimp suit.
Fair enough.
Didn't happen. College story of the week.
Wait, boss. Let's go for some comments before we have a lot of comments. We have to give due to them.
Oh, come on! You gotta sell the Ed McMahon.
Yeah, I know. Come on. Let me hear this. Okay. Let me just read this. Please. Josh says that was a team that read all the press clippings of how awesome they were and all the Heisman talk, then walked out there and got bullied and beat all the way around. Rich Dirkins. Paul agreed. KVA needs to play more. I don't recall hearing Snead called out at all. Rich again. Great House is used best with play action. Play action is based on running the ball. Enough said. Jason Davila. With short, quick passing and not having to go through several progressions by game plan, if Greyhound wasn't 1 or 2, that would explain it. Jason again. Jason Davila. Love how Curtis Jason Carr showed up. But I shouted twice, welcome back, young man, about Bubakar.
Yeah. That's Roger's favorite right there.
I know.
I think I texted it a couple times. Bubukar. I'm pretty sure there's a plaintiff lawyer somewhere in Florida who says, if you've had a boo-boo car, please call.
We didn't get to hear Paul's national treasure, though.
Yeah, Raj, I hate to move backwards.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I have you listed here. I was just...
It's okay. Listen, and normally if I need to get cut for time, I'm all good with that. I'm a team player and everything, but
yours is usually the most reasonable American one, so I need yours.
In this case, I needed to do this because my national treasure is also from South Carolina, and he is also on the podcast. I don't think this should be a surprise to anyone that my selection of this week's national treasure is one Gerald Mean Knight. My man, Gerald, I wore my jersey from our Chicago year this year because
I noticed it. I noticed that.
I'd still be on the bus if Gerald hadn't rescued me that year. I was a little banged up. We had about 30 guys in camp, and I played way too many plays. Probably broke a rib. And Gerald basically, I'm not sure if this was the exact medical advice I should have. He kept giving me cold beers on the bus on the way back to Chicago and kept me making sure I was not passed out. So we were locker mates that first year, and I have the utmost respect for this man. You guys heard me speak of him during his Rockney Award, and I think this is one of the better people that we know, all of us collectively know. And so my
Completely
national
agree.
treasure this week, the third from South Carolina this week, Mr. Gerald Knight.
Well, thank you, Paul. That was $50 worth.
But yeah, exactly. that buys me 1 month of no AI. I'm hoping.
Okay, deal. Gotcha.
I'm heartbroken that I almost skipped through that. And in an environment where we get to meet exceptional people and spend time with them, Gerald's at the top of that list. One of those human beings that you're around, you're going, I need to be more like that guy. So usually Canada doesn't agree with your American national treasure, so this time we do. So well chosen. College story of the week, not Notre Dame. I will start. I think for me it is Alabama, and just how lost they look, how out physical they look, and the noise that's going to be coming for the next 5 or 6 weeks around the head coach. And is Nick coming back? So I think that's the story of the week that isn't Notre Dame related. What about you, Andy?
It was either going to be Alabama or the Oregon Ducks' head falling off.
Oh, jeez.
That was really difficult. I felt you feel terrible for the kid. The worst possible thing that can happen to a mascot in that particular instance happened. So Alabama's a great one, and who knows where that's going to go. But for me, it's the Oregon Duck.
Do you think they have a protocol for when his head falls off, what they do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because he hightailed it to the locker room. He was gone.
Oh, yeah.
And then the other dude dove on the head. Did you see the bag man grab the head?
They're ready to go, man.
As a lifelong insurance guy who spends his too many his off time worried too much about risk management scenarios, I can guarantee you that going forward, that the any mascot is now wearing a second head underneath, just a smaller duck head, like maybe a mallard,
like Scooby Doo style, like the Scooby Doo the review the mask. Oh, another mask.
Let's move on to Paul. What's your story of the week?
Great
one, Andy. Well done.
Thank you.
I had Alabama as well, and I was hoping no one else would use that because my backup one is one that's not going to be popular, but I think LSU has a defense, and that scares me. I do not like it at all, but they do have a defense. That's my story of the week.
Gerald?
Well, in my household here, I have, 2 sons and a wife, and the wife and obviously myself and my oldest son are Notre Dame fans. My youngest son is a Florida State fan. I told my wife years ago when he was a baby that she dropped him. That's the only thing I can think would happen. But anyway, this past weekend I pulled for Florida State, and I wanted to see him win, especially after a 2-10 season last year. And the quarterback Castellanos, it really impressed me. He was 9 of 14, had 152 yards passing. He had 78 yards rushing. This guy's for real, and hopefully the rest of the team will pony up.
Good one, Gerald. I looked at him when he took his helmet off, and I screamed at the television, "Oh my God, that's the guy who tried to kill Bart Simpson."
Sideshow Bob?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jay, what's your story?
I was hoping Coach wouldn't go there, but mine is Florida State too. With the miserable season they had last year, the way they came out, the quarterback talked the talk. He got up and said how he felt. This is not Saban's Bama. They came out, they executed, they played. Florida State's come back and to open against Alabama and win like that, holy Moses, different football team.
Absolutely. Dolph.
Yeah, I was going to go Florida State too because this guy Castellanos just called in the middle of summer before the first game. He said that Nick Saban's not longer there to save you.
Yep.
So I mean that was it. But since everybody picked that, I'm just going to go the Golden Bear destroying the Beaver for whatever reception you want to take from that.
Well done. The one that no one mentioned that I just remembered right now is, I think, the story that sort of overarched the weekend was Lee Corso's retirement. Game day has been such a part of all of our lives for so long. And I can remember back in the days of COVID, and then when I was recovering from some stuff, the only thing that could make me laugh on a Saturday was Lee, and outstanding job he's done on that show, and he'll be missed. Do you think there's another? Do you think the headgear dies? Do you think there's someone else who's going to do it? It's got to die with Lee.
It's
right? I
gotta
don't mean die with Lee. I mean the episode.
Well, that was my prediction, but yes.
Yeah.
Quick story.
But it
I
wouldn't
wanted
be
to
the
order.
same.
What's that?
It wouldn't be the same. There's no way.
No,
No one
I
else
think
can do it.
much like you're unable to follow Nick Saban, Kellen DeBoer. I think anyone who followed Lou in that, Lou Corso in that regard would have, it just wouldn't work. So,
It's just impossible.
quick story: I wanted to order pizza before the game, but apparently there are no more deliveries of pizza in my neighborhood. None. Apparently, and they caught the guy. But apparently, over the past couple of weeks, 17 different pizza delivery people have been killed. They caught the guy, and they were questioning him, and they said, "What happened? What happened?" He said, "I don't know. I did one, it just got easier. The next one, the next one. It was the dominoes effect."
I wish that mic was malfunctioning now.
That joke made me miss Claude from last week.
Claude, he's the best.
And he's gone.
Yeah. Look what you've done.
What's the deal with? Andy threw up. That's why he went off screen for a second. What's the deal with? We're going to start with the USA. We have a lot of Americans. I mean, this is a quorum. This is we must be respectful in their space, Rodolfo. We only have a few things we can ask them about. But Rodolfo, do you want to start asking them?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was just waiting for the game last night, and let's see some pregame at ESPN or something. There was absolutely nothing. And then I decided just to go into ABC directly. And they have this silly program that I've been watching for years. My question would be, what's the deal with American Funniest Videos? I mean, people laugh at people getting almost killed. So,
Sure.
I mean, what's the deal with that program?
Well, if you don't mind, fellas, let me lead off here, my fellow Americans. It's a show that esoterically I agree with you, Rodolfo, but I challenge you to watch it for 10 minutes and not laugh at the guy getting the right in the undercarriage there. Like, I laugh every time. I'm ashamed of myself, but I do laugh every single time. I don't watch the show regularly, but if it's on, I'm laughing now because I'm thinking of a certain scene that I saw in it. So
Yeah,
if we can't laugh at ourselves, who can we laugh at?
exactly.
Mexicans.
I have one that is concerning. I've seen pictures this weekend about this. What has happened to your friend, one of your leaders, Rock? His muscles are gone. Have you not seen this picture? These pictures recently?
I'm unaware of this one.
He's deflated. So I hope his health is okay. But I mean,
Rock?
If there's a way to lose your muscles, Jay, you better be careful.
Hey, look, I never look like that. That dude.
To me, you do.
Yeah.
It's the juice.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, did anybody see him at the game? I didn't see him there.
No.
No.
By the way, in going through some of the camp photos, I think Paul recently sent one around of you, Jay. And anyone where I'm on the field with you and you're near me, just looking at the pictures, I get a little fear pee going down my leg. It's just what happens. It's terrifying.
It is. And that's why I sent the picture. I sent it to Jay as well. I was just like, I know I'm trying not to look at you right now. And I'm trying to just remember the basics of how to call a play, but I knew exactly where you were, and you did not. You had some bad intentions in that photo. And that's when I saw the photo, I'm like, I had an instant shudder when I saw that. I'm like, oh God, he's coming after me.
But you guys had Josh, and Josh is an oak tree.
He is.
I mean, that dude's a great center. I've played against some good centers, but golly, that guy is a beast.
He was. He protected very well, but in that moment of looking across the line and trying to remember the play and seeing your face, it's a thing. I'll be honest, that was a thing.
Yeah, I like that. I'm ugly. I like that.
Yeah, it was a thing.
Well, there's 5 of you, 1 of me. What's the deal with Canada?
I got one. I was a full day of watching football Saturday with no stress of Notre Dame. So at one point I was watching a game on the CW, and there was an advertisement for Law and Order Toronto. You guys are a little late to the party here, but what's the deal with Law and Order Toronto? And I have a few suggestions if you don't have any answers.
A lot of littering, a lot of jaywalking, and the chase scenes are great because the police officers chase the offenders saying "stop" or I'll yell "stop" again. It's a wonderful show.
This was one of the ones where I couldn't stop writing jokes, so I decided I had to focus in on one, and I decided it was Hoser Colombo. Good night.
Yeah,
so
drop in the mic.
So I'm going to go down a slight rabbit hole. It'll be fast. SCTV, which I still think is one of the funniest, best shows of all time. In the early years, there was an episode called Undercover Mountie, and Harold Ramis was the undercover Mountie. And you just saw him in street clothes. Like it was from him panning up, and he's in a park, and he's trying to score some weed. He goes, "Hey, man, score some weed." And he's in street clothes, and then it pans down, and he's on a horse. One of the best. Anything else about Canada? I mean, we
I got one.
Andy, yeah.
Why does Canadian law allow or restrict the amount of coins you can use to make a purchase? And is that enforced?
It really, it's a good law. It's a good law. Andy, if it was a law in your state and you were called out to enforce it, Andy, would you?
No, it wouldn't. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I didn't know that, but that seems to make sense.
Legally,
Andy, have you seen their coins? I mean,
legally, a vendor can refuse you service if you're trying to pay with $5 worth of nickels in Canada.
That's fantastic.
Because they're not worth $5. That's what that's about.
Hey, Roger, I've got one for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't you have the Royal Botanical Garden in your city?
Gerald, I can walk to it from where I am. I can literally, it's up the street from me. It's it's a wonderful place. The Royal Botanical Gardens. It's a giant acres and acres of lush flowers and botany and animals, and it's a wonderful spot.
And royalty?
Is it owned by the English? Is that why the monarchy owns it? That's why we're calling it royal?
Yeah, royalty.
When you read about it, the thing that they boast the most, it has the world's largest lilac collection.
Yes.
I think coming out of Canada, but
I frolic through that. I frolic through them each spring.
Oh God!
Of course.
Okay.
I have a sundress and a bonnet. Is this mic on? Is this? It's a lovely spot, Gerald. When you guys come up here for a North Bend viewing party, we watch a game up here. We will go and crush soda or beers or whatever you guys drink at the Royal Botanical Gardens.
That sounds fun.
But if for those who want to stalk me, you can certainly call that up on a map, and you can walk to my place from the Royal Botanical Gardens.
Okay.
I'm quite happy with it. Anything else for Canada before we move on to the?
I have one.
No, you guys are all over me.
It is, yeah. I mean, they're going to pile over me, so I might as use my turn. So, what is this rule in Canadian football, which is American football dressed as something else?
Yeah.
That's called rouge.
The rouge.
Yeah.
The rouge.
Yeah.
Paul's got a story about the rouge.
What's the deal about
game
that?
Decided by a rouge.
Yeah, there was another one this weekend. Someone went into overtime on it.
Paul's on the rouge tracker.
I'm a football junkie, man. I got a problem.
You can, if you kick the ball through the end zone or a miss kick and they don't get it out of the end zone, you get a point for that. and you can win a game. So if you have a field goal and you still miss it, but you kick it right to the end zone, you get a point. We're a very kind and forgiving country. We don't want people to be sad.
Except
It comes
for
with
those
an apology.
Yeah,
Sorry.
for those who don't know, they have a 25-yard end zone. So yeah, I mean,
And the goalpost is right in the middle.
Exactly, right in the middle.
of the goal
That's the
line.
part.
Yeah, you can use the goalpost as a pick.
Yeah.
Anything else for Canada? All right. Thank you. That wasn't too bad. Not too bad. Let's move on to Mexico. I'll start. Rodolfo, I may have mentioned this, but what's the deal with mariachi bands?
Well, it's traditional music down here. They're originally from Jalisco. Guadalajara is the capital there, so it expanded all over the country. That's very traditional music down here.
Have you played in one?
No, I haven't.
Okay. And
And yes, I don't own a mariachi outfit.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, no.
Okay. Are there versions of mariachi which are like metal or emo music, or is it all this happy sort of
Emo.
Well, I've seen a couple of mariachi bands playing tribute to Ozzy Osbourne from the last couple of weeks, playing Paranoid in English with mariachi music. So
You're fascinating people. Anyone else from Mexico?
I'd like to know what happened to all of Pablo Escobar's money that was hidden away down there in all those different places.
And those rubber bands.
Yeah,
I have no idea. Pablo Escobar wasn't Mexican. Probably money was in Mexico, but he wasn't Mexican. He was Colombian.
What's the difference?
Please don't mention Colombian on Andy. He's still trying to.
Yeah, I know.
Last week.
Yeah, you got something with Colombians, Andy. Don't hide it.
That was another comment. A very like the one sort of intellectual, sort of observant commentary about you from last week was Andy's bucket list was very, very specific.
Yeah.
That's why it's a bucket list. Yeah.
Anything else from Mexico before we move on?
I want to know, Rodolfo, how do you contract to make a tunnel? How do you get that done in Mexico? Do you just go out and look at a contractor? Or is it somebody who specializes in tunnels? Or?
You got to get free bids, and you take the lowest bid. How's it work?
You just start handing out shovels, and it's in our blood. We just dig holes.
Like Ron Jones, I got a guy.
Yeah, I've got a guy.
I got a guy, yeah.
Jason
got an
Davila
hombre.
advises that Metalachi is an actual band.
Oh, it is. It is.
You know them?
Yeah, I think I've heard of one or two. I've slipped my mind, but yeah, I know them.
All right. Well, this
Rodolfo,
wasn't too
what
bad.
is that? What is that white lard that they used to cook at? Miso? Is that what is that? The white lard that you get and they cook it?
It's called Roger.
It has to be
White lard.
The people here drive to Mexico to get it, and they will only use that from Mexico.
Sure, it's lard, Jay.
That could be hey, frozen.
I
I
get
don't
a
know.
kilo of lard.
Jay, are you manning the border, Jay? Are you falling?
Exactly, yeah.
I don't know. They call it lard. I don't know.
They might have fooled you on that one, Chief. They might have been
Yeah,
it's lard.
I don't know. They didn't put it up their nose. I mean, they said they had to have it to cook. I don't know. They melted it and took the portion of it. Hey, you know.
Yeah, I reserve my right to answer that one.
Very good. Profit sharing in that.
Let's keep the show moving. Personal segments. What gives Dolph the gears? Dolph, something's got to grind your gears.
Yeah, I mean, this is the particular school I hate the most, the one they played yesterday. They're so classless. There's nothing about the University of Miami. The thing I hate the most about them is Michael Irvin. I can't stand the guy. I know Andy loves him, but I hate him. So, yeah, I mean, they're. I think it was Paul or Jay probably that said that. I'm just glad I'm rooting for Notre Dame in this. I mean, they make the things the right way. And Miami's just the worst. I mean, I hate the University of Miami. That's what grinds my gears this week. And I wish we would have won this game. That's the only thing I can say.
Fair.
You
I
can
think we all
hear the bile and the venom.
Yeah.
That
It was really
real.
wound up.
That was a real.
Yeah.
This did not need a pre-production meeting, but saying, "Hey, Dolph, wake up and go." Well done.
Yeah, absolutely. I hate them.
Well done. I'm going to go next in terms of my Macho Tip of the week. I think one word: mystery. Mystery.
Is that
Don't
found
play
in
all
the
your
Royal
cards.
Botanical Gardens?
Don't play all your cards. And what I can say that sort of is a constant manifestation of mystery for me is my toque. You don't know what's under here. You think it could be great.
That's the barbershop boycott right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, mystery. Keep them guessing.
Yeah, we've seen it. So
You know what's under there.
yeah, exactly.
I'm running out of macho tips. I think when I mentioned when I got all excited about the Royal Botanical Gardens, I think I lost my street cred. Andy, I saved you for third.
Next week's macho tip of the week: don't talk about botanical gardens.
Andy,
Yes, sir.
questions for you. Anyone have a question for Ask Andy? Your honesty, Andy, it always shines through. Paul, please.
Yes, Andy. And I don't think this year is relevant, but we're going into week 12, and Notre Dame wins their game in an afternoon game, and their chances of making the playoff ride on Syracuse beating Miami or Syracuse beating anyone that night. Could you root for Syracuse to help the Irish?
Absolutely. Yes.
Oh, okay. That surprises me. Would you be able to watch it? Would you be able to watch it and root for them?
Probably wouldn't watch it. No.
Okay.
But,
That's fair.
But from a strict mathematical perspective, if that's what we need,
Okay.
I can do it.
But you couldn't physically do it like in person or on TV.
Oh,
You would-
God, no. God, no.
Okay.
No.
That's fair.
Any other questions for Andy?
Well, Roger's got one, I can tell.
Yeah.
Andy, what's your favorite sandwich?
Peanut butter and jelly, obviously.
Come on.
Yeah.
Really?
Had one today. Yeah.
Andy, are you a side sleeper, a back sleeper, or a stomach sleeper?
Side sleeper. My left side. The recovery.
Left side.
Yep.
Okay. All right. And Andy, last question I have is: if you won $10 million tomorrow, what would be your most extravagant purchase with that?
Great question. Probably electricity for the 164th scale farm. We'd probably get that wired up.
Would you put a big Christmas tree on it?
Well, let's not get crazy. All right, I'm still going to be
Okay.
What would you do? What would you do with the other 9,999,800?
I would donate it to charity.
I was
We have
walking
a
around.
we have a
around
comment
here
from. I'm sorry, but we have a comment from Jeff McDonald, and it's ask Andy anything. Why haven't you punched Roger?
Probably the best Ask Andy question ever. It's not from a lack of wanting to, I can assure you. Distance has become an issue, of course, but
Yeah.
proximity.
Was the closest the medium gate?
Yeah, that was a touch and go moment. That was when the pictures wouldn't stop of you taking pictures of me in the medium shirt, and I was not there for that.
You were not remotely amused.
No.
I was around here today thinking, Andy, about maybe I should start my own farm, but what would it be? Like a maple syrup farm with goats or something?
Yeah, botanical garden, apparently.
But it's got to be royal, right?
That'd be my nickname for next year, BG. I like that.
Yeah.
There you go. Paul, it's time to class the place up a bit. Tell us a Notre Dame story, Paul, please.
Sure, and these have been uplifting. These have been aspirational as far as our favorite university. But this week I was a little down last night, and it reminded me. I'm going to take you back in time to October 6th, 1990. Notre Dame is 3-0 and number 1 in the country. Stanford is rolling in at 1-3. I was blessed and lucky enough to be at the university arrived in the fall of '87. So at that point in time, I had seen about 19 football games at home, and we were 19-0. And Stanford put it on us. And the game, it was one of those games where you kept thinking, oh, this is going to get corrected. This will get corrected. This will get corrected. And we were actually driving for the winning touchdown, and we dropped the ball, and the game was over. And, you get over the loss, but we didn't know what to do. Like, that's like everyone, we always had our post-game routine. We would go back, finish the tailgates. We'd go out, meet up with friends, go back to the room, get something to eat, watch a game, do it. We all just sort of looked at each other like, what do we do? We've had what a run we had, but we weren't thinking that at the time. And it was like a cartoon. Like, we just walked back to the dorm with our shoulders slumped. We were like kicking a rock, Like, it was like right out of the central casting. And while not an uplifting story, I still remember who I was with that day. And I was on the phone with some of those guys last night texting about it. And that's how I felt. 30 some years later, I felt exactly the same way last night after that game. And I feel that way after a lot of losses. But the reason, the uplifting part is there were some years there where I didn't feel that way. I was like, yeah, we're going to lose. We're going to go 7-3 this year, hopefully 7-4, whatever. It hurts when you're good, right? The losses really hurt when you're good and when you have expectations. Not just, oh, this is our year, but we don't really believe it ourselves. The Willingham years were rough. The Davey last half were rough. The Charlie Weiss years were rough. And so feeling that kick in the rock feeling last night, it's because we're good again. We're really good. We're back. So it hurts more. And again, I didn't know what. Luckily, it was a night game, so I didn't have to kill the whole night. I just went to bed. But if it would have been a 3:30 game, I'd have been kicking a rock around the neighborhood all night. I was mad. So there's your Notre Dame story for this week. But I was texting with the boys last night who were walking back with me, like, yeah, we didn't know what to do. Oh, and one last thing, bringing my dad back into it. My dad calls the next morning, or calls that night when we get back, and he's like, don't worry, the sun will come up tomorrow. And you know what? It didn't. It rained for 3 straight days. I called him back on Wednesday, and I'm like, you lied, because it did not come out. And we didn't even want it to come out. So there's your piece of Notre Dame history this week from my perspective.
But I also think that's a great perspective, because I agree with you. I looked at that, and I remember the years I expected 3 or 4 losses. Right. And now people, when they talk about Notre Dame, they talk about us in the forefront instead of, that's Notre Dame, they're not supposed to be here. Right. And like Manti said last year, I'm not going to say good luck, boys, because luck is for those who don't belong here. And when you're good, it just hurts more. It hurts. Yeah, that's beautiful, Paul.
Exactly, Jay. That's what I was getting at. Like, it took a while for me to get there, because it was still just a negative story last night when I was writing. Believe me, I put the positive spin on it this morning, that it's good. Yeah. It's good that it hurts, because it means we're good.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Paul.
I'm still mad at Eric Brown for dropping that pass in the middle of that Stanford game. I can still see it.
I just got a text from Rodolfo. He asked if I could ask you if that, maybe not next week, but sometime in the future, if you have a story about fruit, could you do that?
I'll go back through my Notre Dame fruit archive stories. I'll see what I can come up with.
Yeah. Andy, is something called Shag to Coke near you?
Yes, it's called Scatticoke. Yes.
Well, Shag to Coke made the news yesterday.
Because of the country singer?
The drunk country singer you guys busted.
No.
Were you involved?
I was not. Please. Oh. Please. I was in the comfort of my own home.
How far is Shag to Coke from you?
It's probably 40 minutes from here.
Shag to Coke. Okay.
Scatticoke.
Same thing, Andy. last thing, Paul, this is directed more to you and all of us here, but just I imagine your reaction was likely the same as mine. When you saw the news story about a businessman, a foreign businessman at the U.S. Open stealing memorabilia from a child, who did you think of?
George
George,
Davis.
I was very worried until I saw
I know.
pictures of the guy.
I know.
Wasn't.
well, they didn't stop and say he got it signed by anyone, so we knew it wasn't George.
But we have to ask George in person next time if you were in that scenario, would you pull the same move?
We know the answer to that.
100%.
We already know that.
We actually don't have to ask him.
Exactly.
All right, moving on to picks of the week. Good gosh, gentlemen, I don't know what happened. No one got 500, which doesn't surprise us. I'm leading at 5 and 6. Paul, you and Dolph are at 3 and 8. Andy, you got 1. You're 1 and 10. But Andy,
That's shocking.
as the
across the
two-time
board.
champion, I have faith that you will come from behind and just charge. So I'm excited for that. And by the way, in the one pick where it was pick Thor's longest punt, and it was 55, I nailed it.
Oh, beautiful.
So thank you, Thor. We're going to go through the games of this week. We have a no Notre Dame games, but let's start with Jay. Iowa State.
Iowa State all the way.
Gerald.
Iowa State. They've got the home field advantage.
Andy.
Same. I'll go with Iowa State.
Dolph.
Yeah, Cyclones too.
Paul.
Iowa.
Ooh.
Andy, didn't Iowa just play Albany this past
Yeah,
weekend?
they played Albany. I think they beat them like 30-something to 7 or something like that.
It was close for a while. They
Yeah.
were hanging.
I don't know much about Albany, but isn't their mascot Scooby Doo?
Yes, it's great. It's a Great Dane, but yes. Yeah.
We're gonna be specific about Scooby Doo reference. Thanks, Andy. UConn, Syracuse. Jay.
Got to go with Syracuse.
I did this specifically because I know this one pick coming up. It's going to pain him to make the pick. Gerald, who do you want?
Syracuse.
Andy.
Does he want the title or not?
I'll pick Syracuse.
Oof.
Okay, Dolph.
And his favorite school.
Okay, Paul.
Cuse.
All right, and I picked Syracuse as well. I also picked Iowa State in the first one. Michigan, Oklahoma. Interesting game. Jay.
Got to go with the Blue Babies. Michigan.
Yeah, it's tough. Gerald.
Yeah, Michigan here.
I know my Michigan friend Daryl, who's an avid watcher of us. He is very excited about their new quarterback. I think most Michigan fans are. We'll see what he does when it's not New Mexico State. Andy, Michigan, Oklahoma.
I'll go Michigan.
Dolph.
I'll pick the Sooners. They're at home.
Yeah, Paul.
I'm with Dolph.
Yeah,
Thought I was
me
going
too.
to be on an island again there, but yeah.
I went with Oklahoma. Vandy and Vatek, our former friend, the head coach at Vandy now. Jay.
Going with Vandy.
Gerald.
Same, going with Vandy. Virginia Tech has some depth issues there, so.
Big time.
Andy.
I'll go with Vandy.
It rhymes with Andy.
I know.
Vandy and Andy.
Picked up on that. Yeah.
Can't spell Vandy without Andy.
Yeah.
Well,
We know with the Commodores too.
okay. By the way, they are named after Lionel Richie's band. I don't know if you knew that, but they were a big Motown school.
Yeah. You see a
Paul?
Sunday morning?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on the island again. I'm taking Virginia Tech.
All right. I went with Vanderbilt. And the last game, BC, Michigan State. I was going to have a call-in section to this, but Mel Tucker kept trying to call us last year, so we can't do that. So let's BC, Michigan State. Who do you have, Jay?
Go Eagles.
Gerald.
Michigan State by a field goal.
Okay. Andy.
I'll take Michigan State.
Dolph.
Spartans.
Okay. Paul.
Michigan State.
And I went there too. So that's the picks of the week. Now we're going to talk quickly. Quick hit around the screen here. Paul,
Yes.
what are you doing for bye week? What's your plans?
I'm going to be doing the same exact thing I did this past Saturday. I will be at a cross-country, freshman cross-country meet Saturday morning early, and then I will be on a couch from approximately noon to maybe 1 in the morning watching every consumable amount of football that I can.
Jay?
Man, I'm going to get my tours done early, and then I'm with Paul. It's football overdose time.
Gerald, the coach.
Yeah, same here. What I usually do when we have a bye week is I'll look and see if any of the opponents that we've got coming up, if I can catch them on TV locally. I try to watch them, just kind of get an expectation. But I'm with the rest of you, except I'm in my recliner, not my couch.
You have a couple campers next to you, don't you? Don't you have Mike Drisecco and Ken Murphy? Do you guys ever get together for a bye week?
No.
You toss the pigskin? No.
Yeah, you did that one time, Gerald. Remember?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, if I live close to you, I demand that we spend more time together.
Yeah, seems like a missed opportunity, Gerald.
There's such a thing as piling on.
Yeah, you sure know that, Gerald, with your AI.
I'm throwing the flag.
Andy?
Well, in the morning, I have to do some work-related stuff. We're having a community open house at our training facility, so I'll be over there for that.
Do you lead the tour? Are you like a tour guide?
No, I'm just there. Just
Because
there.
Roger was getting in the car to come down.
Yeah, fly the colors. That's all the reason I'm there. And then the Butter Tarts have their first game at 4:00 Saturday afternoon.
Ooh.
If I showed up at the event, how would I be received?
Oh, we welcome you. We'd show you all of the various specialties that the New York State Police has to offer. There'll be plenty of demonstrations and information booths. You'll love it. I can't wait. I'm really excited about it.
They would honor you, Roger, with a pair of bracelets.
Yes.
Exactly.
I thought he was going to show up for the
Your
football
deputy
game, and I was like, "You'll be in custody, buddy."
I could see in my one phone call calling home and being very excited to Kathleen. You wouldn't believe the kind of hospitality they have. They have free dental care. I'm getting a cavity search.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Wow. Dolph, what about your bye week?
Yeah, I'll be doing the same. I mean, Paul's plan sounds great, so I'll do that. I mean, I'll do my chores in the morning and then just try to watch as much as I can. And also the NFL is starting on Sunday, so. Well,
I meet with my doctor Friday. Hopefully I'll get clearance to golf. And so my hope is golf on the weekend. It's not going to help my game, my meeting with my doctor, but the ability to do it would be nice. It's been a bit of a lost summer in that event. Strangest game day rituals. Dolph, other than the Charlie Weiss pinata, what do you have?
Charlie Weiss pinata. I have a BK pinata too. Yeah, I have a BK one also. Strangest. I guess I try to eat the same thing every Saturday if Notre Dame wins.
Fruit.
So I'll have to change menu the next week. So.
You're a wild man, Dolph.
That's crazy.
I know.
Jay, what about you?
I wear the same shirt, same clothes. I have a kazoo that I play the fight song on every single time before the game and every time we score.
That's brilliant.
That is my golden domer secret to everything.
That is a home run. How do the dogs respond?
I, for one, am requesting a video of that.
Yes.
I'll do it to you.
100% need to see that.
So that's a great correspondence video for the next game. You tape that, and we'll put it on the next podcast.
For the A&M, yeah.
Hey, I think we need to let PT know about that so he can perform with the freshmen.
Hey, I can make them sound good.
everyone knows my pregame ritual. It involves a bath. I'm sorry that my bath didn't assist this week. I picked the wrong combination. I went with eucalyptus vanilla. Didn't help. Won't do that again. Paul?
Another non-macho chip.
Exactly.
That man card is dead, Raj.
Did you pick that in the botanical garden?
What is really under that toque?
I picked the eucalyptus because it sort of pops. It wakes you up, and it's green, and the vanilla sort of takes the edge off it a bit.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Didn't really need to know that.
Yeah.
That's overload. There went the 500 viewers.
Yeah. Five. Paul, what about you?
Yeah, this one isn't a game day. I mean, I've got the clothes thing too, but this is something. This is a weird one. It's not crazy, but it's weird. But I go to all the home games, and I get on the Ohio Turnpike about a half mile from my house, and I get off a mile from the stadium. But I will only set some of this is going to need a translation, guys, because we're going to go miles per hour here. I will only set my cruise control at 66, 73, or 77 based on the national championships. I will not go speeds.
88 is too much.
With two members of law enforcement on the air, I will tell you that I don't do the 88, but I know someone who's in the upper middle screen on my screen probably does, because he passed me like a bat out of hell last year on the Turnpike, and now be Trooper Andy Fowler. By the time I dialed his phone, he was like 9 miles ahead of me.
Do you have video proof of that? It didn't happen,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I do have the call.
that is beautiful, though. That is beautiful.
I've been doing that since I've been driving up there. I will only set at those three numbers. Obviously, when traffic's in and out, I have to slow down or speed. But the only cruise control settings are those three.
That's beautiful.
So you don't do 24?
What's that?
You don't do 24?
No, I don't know. Would that work on the kilometers thing? Maybe
You can do that. You can do that in your twilight years. You can just set your hands above. What about you?
That's my turnpike ritual.
What do you have?
Me?
Gerald.
Yeah, I do the clothes thing as well, but we also go to our favorite Mexican restaurant. It's called El Conquistador. And we always go there on Saturday. But since the game was Sunday and everything we had to do on Sunday morning, we didn't go. And I think I feel a little responsible for losing the game because I didn't go to El Conquistador on Sunday.
It's all Mexico's fault.
Well,
Usually is.
Gerald, I'm going to ask a favor.
Sure.
And I think this can help the podcast with our listeners. Can you get a framed picture of Rodolfo and see if they'll put it up in the restaurant?
And tell them this is actually El Conquistador.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually is.
The real Conquistador.
Yeah.
I can do that.
I'll pay. I'll buy you lunch if that gets it done.
Don't be surprised.
Thank you. Picture to come on the next podcast. Andy, what about you?
Probably if the clothes thing, that's my first go-to. I will sit in the same position and not move if things are going well. I feel that success is attributed to however I'm positioned and how I'm sitting. I won't move a muscle until the wheels fall off, and then move.
Is that downward dog?
Yes, generally.
Yes.
But are the clothes medium or are they a regular medium?
No, they're adult size. Yeah.
Interesting story. No, I hit everyone, didn't I? We got everyone's ritual in before I move on? We're good? Interesting story. I found the memoirs of my dog, Wilco. Everyone knows he's passed, but interesting story from Wilco. I didn't know this, that early in his adult dog life, he lived with a woman. And it didn't last long. They only dated for, 3 months. She moved in and they broke up quickly after that. And he wrote why. It wasn't cheating. It wasn't arguments. Wilco couldn't understand why every time one of their bills arrived, she'd set it on fire. She'd set their bills on fire. And he just wrote, he goes, she was a nice girl, but it was never going to work out with Bernadette. All right.
Oh, God.
What?
Random questions.
That's 0 for 2.
She's right
Oh,
here.
come on.
Bernadette
Go,
and
Jerry.
Claude are somewhere together right now. I'm keeping a list of names,
Yes.
Raji. I have a
Yes.
list of names.
All right. We're almost done, folks. I apologize, but it's been great. Andy, random question for us. We have to answer. What's your random question?
What was your positive moment of Saturday night's game?
Dolph?
The comeback. Yeah, when they were down 21-7 and when they came back to tie it.
Gerald?
I would have to agree with Rodolfo. That was the only bright spot I saw. Other than I thought I was losing my mind on Friday night when at one point they scanned the stadium and the cheerleaders were down there by the seats, and I swear one of them looked like a guy. Did y'all see that?
Well, I mean, it's possible.
I did not see that.
Okay.
Was it Michael Irvin?
Yeah.
The coked out version.
Or Bernadette? Was it Bernadette?
Yeah. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for digging us out of that. Jay, what was your positive?
I think my positive was we got to see CJ come into his maturity. I think that scramble, that pass, I think it's a place we haven't been in a while. I think that it's only the beginning, and I think that we got to watch him come from an unknown to a known real quick. I think that's my biggest thing I took away from that.
Paul?
My single moment was when we were still down 7 and our defense finally bowed up and threw a couple 3-and-outs at them.
Yeah,
and it seemed like we were playing more aggressive like we were last year. And Miami sort of went in the tank a little bit and it was just they couldn't run on us again. And I saw something there. And it was too little too late, but I did see hopefully them starting to understand Ash understanding them. I don't know, something seemed to happen. And I think that, we got 2 weeks right now, right? I'm going to go a little long here. Sorry. We got 2 weeks right now where Freeman can focus on the defense with Ash, right? That's his side of the ball. The offensive line has 2 weeks to come together and fix all those mistakes if we need to move guys around. And I actually was Googling this today. Harry Heastand is still retired. If we can't get him to come in for 2 days, just as a favor, right? The Golick kid will come in for a day, right?
Yeah.
The Martin boys are both retired and doing nothing. Get them to come in for a day. Hunter's over working for the athletic director. Get him in the trenches for a day. They've got the physical size, they've got the talent. Something's off, and I want every asset we can get in the room for 2 weeks fixing those guys. So, that was to the question, but I've been itching to get that out.
While I wouldn't consider blue and gold the competition, we're certainly no competition to anyone. But watch Bob Morton. Bob is very, he's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's good at what he does, and he talked a lot about the line, and he didn't pull any punches on one of the recent podcasts I saw from this weekend, and he spoke about just that. He made an interesting comment about we're the only position. He was the only position on the field who the play didn't start unless he started it or something. And he said, that's the job of the line is to initiate. And he just wasn't happy with what they saw. Mine, like I suspect the others, it was just simply CJ Carr. The fact that we can release, we can sort of exhale. We have a quarterback. Let's get to work. It's nice to know that position's not an issue.
We have to win the next game.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Win the next game.
Jay, what's your random question for us?
How do you guys see us stepping up to this? What do you see? I mean, I think we all believe in Marcus. We all know Marcus. We love what he's done. But how do you see us coming out of this? I love Paul's take because Tommy Kramer's back, Nick's back. All those guys are in the area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bring those guys up. But what do you see our next step being? I didn't see the fire on the sidelines, and I didn't see the fire on the field that we had for an A&M in College Station. We're Notre Dame. We're not freaking Vanderbilt. We fill the stadium, but we didn't have. I didn't see a lot of fire. How do we get that fire going? Because I'm with Paul. We have to win that next one. There's no if. We have to.
Gerald, what's your quick comment on that one?
I'm with Paul. I mean, we've got to do what we've got to do, and it's time to pray like a champion. So,
hey, amen. Yeah.
Hey.
Well done. I think we just go to work. We have the culture. We're confident. We're not to panic. Don't panic, but there has to be urgency. There has to be urgency and commitment to violence and attitude again, and not to panic. Andy,
I think you use this game as that motivator, right? And you don't want to have it that soon in a season, but you use that as the reason why this next game is the most important game you're going to play until the next one, of course. But this game is going, everything hinges on it, and you're going to use all the chatter, all the chippiness that everybody's probably throwing out there now that because we lost. You use that as the fuel and the motivation to go in and at home, the first home game, and let CJ Carr throw it around for his first home start and really put it on A&M.
Dolph?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Andy. Just this is a motivation. Instead of Northern Illinois, you have a good Miami team that you lost only by 3 points. So, I mean, use this as a starting point for something great. And I believe they can. They have the talent. They just, as you said, Roger, they got to play with more urgency and things are going to go well at the home opener. So I believe that, yeah, I mean, this team can go a long way if they want to.
Paul?
I think I answered the question before Jay asked it. I segued into my own question.
Fair enough. I just realized that last time I overlooked you.
No, like it's just that Lou Holtz used to said the biggest difference is between game 1 and game 2, and we have 2 weeks to do it. And I think we have enough stuff on film now to fix, and I think we have the technicians to fix it, and we need to do that. But it starts up front. We heard it. We're an offensive line driven program. We're an offensive line. Well, let's see it. Let's do it. Agreed,
Paul. I didn't want to run past you again. You are the owner, and last time I did it, we almost forgot poor Gerald. So, Paul, what's your random question for us?
My random question is I'm not getting all serious like we have been.
Good.
And this was, I was going to save this one for when Brett was on, but who's your first guy off the bus all-time Notre Dame team? And it can be just because of how good they look. Could be the biggest guy. Could be a guy that just has that, oh, God, that guy looks fast. In the history, where he looks good in the uniform or the numbers intimidating. Who's your first guy off the bus?
Dolph?
Without doubt, Chris Harge.
Nice.
Andy?
Manti.
I'm going... I think no one will disagree, but it's a bit of a surprise. The guy who every time he was on the field, it was like, holy poop, I know he's there. It's Tom Zibikowski. So much attitude, and that field was his.
That was mine.
Gerald?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Gerald?
I agree with Andy. Manti.
Jay?
Man, that is so tough. But I have to go with Lewis Nix, man. I just love the way the guy looked. I love the dark chocolate, baby. That guy can play,
Yeah.
God bless his soul, but that's my boy. Or Ross Browner.
Ross Browner. Nice. Tuitt was my other one that I thought of when I thought.
Ooh, that's a great one. Ooh.
Yeah, belly hanging out. He was ready to go. Let's go. Yeah.
That dude didn't care. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, my question for you is it's not a football one. I was reading that otters keep something in their pocket. There's this one otter that they usually keep something in their pocket, and it's their thing. This one otter kept a rock in his pocket for his life. If you had an otter pocket, Jay, you wanted to carry something around with you that no one knew about forever, what would you carry in your otter pocket?
Oh my God.
It's a serious question.
I do carry something in my pocket, and it's a shell casing.
There you go.
and I keep it there to remember, is this the one? So
Yeah.
I always have it. But if I had an otter pocket, I think I would keep my thing in there. Yeah.
Okay, Gerald.
Well, based on that question, it may be a lilac from the botanical garden.
You guys, it's a tough group. I'd keep my toque in there in the event that I needed an extra toque. Andy,
I'd probably keep Salma Hayek in my otter pocket.
you and Dolph are going to fight.
Is she Colombian?
Absolutely.
Is she Colombian? I didn't know she was Colombian.
No, she's Mexican. Come on.
Again,
You gotta get a Colombian. Yeah.
Oh,
what?
Dolph.
No,
What's in
come
your
on.
tomato, Paul.
Tomato
Come
Colombian.
on. You were once part of the British Crown, so stop it.
Dolph, what's in your otter pocket?
Whoa. Many things I could put in there.
But it's going to be food because that's his
Yeah.
tail. When he starts rubbing, he's thinking about food.
No, I don't know. I'll probably keep a picture of my family in my outer pocket.
Paul, your otter pocket?
One of the bracelets my daughter makes for the games.
Love it. All right, move on now to
By
Gerald.
the way,
What's your
production
random
has
clip?
started. Production has
Yes.
started. Yes,
Yes.
we're good. Yeah, yes.
Looking forward to it. Gerald, otter, what's your question for us? You don't have to ask us one.
Gerald's like,
Angry.
hey, you're a kangaroo.
Coach is going
Not
deep.
enough of this nonsense.
Coach is going
Is
deep.
it food also?
I tell you what I'd really like to know is where do you come up with these jokes or
Gerald-
supposedly jokes?
They're all true stories. My dog Wilco was a fascinating character. He lived these. I'm just documenting and sharing, Gerald.
Okay, all right, that's my
Uh,
question.
I'm glad you like him. He was
I
a
do.
complicated
I do.
dog. No one loved him but his woman. Dolph, what's your random question for us?
Yeah, well, it's not football related either, but if you had one condiment that you could eat for the rest of your life, only one, what would it be?
Andy, you can't answer Magnum. Paul,
Me, Tabasco.
Jay,
Tartar sauce.
yeah, Gerald.
I'd have to go with tartar sauce as well. That's my favorite.
I'd have to go with a barbecue sauce. Andy.
Ketchup.
Well, that is it for random question. Dolph, what about you? Probably cilantro?
No. Dijon mustard.
Okay.
And followed very, very closely by some mayonnaise from down in the south of the United States.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Duke's mayo, which I have been a fan the last year thanks to someone present here.
Well, gentlemen, I hate to say it. We're almost at the end here. Our next show is Sunday, September 7th. We are going to do one during the bye week. That'll be at 8 o'clock. It'll be a quicker one. This one, we've run late. It's Ishtar in its length, and I apologize for that. But I hope everyone had a good time, enjoyed the podcast. We thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. Please share, subscribe, like, pester a friend. We need some momentum to get to 500, and we're very excited about what happens when we get to 500. This was an outstanding discussion. This was a great time tonight. It was like we're sitting around the table in the morning before we head off to camp, and I really enjoyed it.
It was very cathartic for me, and I needed this, and I needed the four players here, but two of my favorites with Jay and Gerald joining really uplifted my spirit. So thank you so much, guys. I really needed to see. I was in a bad way, so thank you. This was great.
Thank you guys for letting us on.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. You're
Great
welcome
to see
here
you.
anytime.
Absolutely. Glad you both joined us. And any other comments from anyone before I sign us off?
Who's going to the A&M game? All right, we'll see you there.
You're coming?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay, good. Excellent.
Well, as always, we rise. We will rise. We have work to do. Season's not over, and appreciate all you guys. Thanks for doing this tonight, and thanks everyone again for listening. Please share, subscribe, like, and bother someone to subscribe. We appreciate that, and thanks for everyone's time. Thanks for the questions, and until next time, go Irish.
Go Irish.
Go Irish.
Hey, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.